Okay, I think we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, everybody, for this DEX session. I'm joined by Karan Parwani from Rocket Hub and the co-founders of DEX, Reid and
Tiziano.
Yes.
Tiziano.
Tito
All
for
right.
short.
What's up, guys?
Tito for short.
Tito, thanks for making some time and doing this session and walkthrough of DEX.
It's good to be back. I think always a pleasure to talk to Outegg and eggheads. That's what we call Reid and Tiziano. We call them eggheads. So everyone here is an egghead. Be on YouTube or Facebook. They have some XGT eggs which they have collected.
We love eggs.
So yeah. So today we are talking about DEX. So yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, well, let's jump right into it. And yeah, thanks again, Karan, Rocket Hub guys, for setting this up. Especially a tool that I want to learn more about. DEX looks really cool. First of all, Reid, Tiziano, where are you guys from? So everybody knows.
Yeah, so I'm here in San Diego.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm from Argentina, especially from Córdoba province.
Nice. Do you guys ever meet up and hang out, or it's like remote work?
It's in the budget. It's coming. We're gonna have meetups here coming soon once we get the budget up a little bit higher.
If you could invite me, you don't have to invite Karan, but I'd like to go to Argentina. Especially, I want to go to San Diego first, so maybe I'll fly there first and then go down to Argentina. Two nice spots.
That might be a little bit easier. A little bit easier out here first, and then
two good spots. Yeah, let's get into DEX. What's the origin story behind it? Why did you start it? How did this all happen? Reid, you want to begin, or Tiziano?
Yeah, I can go ahead and jump into it first. So, a little bit of my background. I've been in SaaS sales for probably about 7-8 years now. And thinking through a lot of just what do I hate about my job? What are the things that are just driving me nuts? We're seeing AI popping up, and I know it's automating so much of the stuff. And in enterprise sales, it's a long sales cycle and it's complicated, and people are just dropping off like flies. So that's kind of the origin of how we started thinking through it. Really to just, thinking through about all the custom collateral that I was building all the time that didn't even get viewed. I had no idea if anybody's even looking at my presentation, and diving into the statistics around it. Salesforce says about 50% of reps are hitting their quota even, and 2/3 of their time it's because they're spending it on non-revenue generating activities. So that means companies aren't hitting their quotas. They're not hitting their numbers. It's because they're doing all these other admin work, like chasing down updates and building out presentations and all that kind of stuff. So we really started with the first idea was pitch DEX. That's where we got the name DEX from. It was going to be using AI to create, slide decks and things like that. And it really
I was going to ask
evolved.
you about the DEX name. I was curious.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. It's pitch DEX. It kind of sounds like a robot, assistant maybe. But
I think of Dexter. You ever watch the show Dexter?
Of course.
There you go, Dex. I was watching it again last night. I'm like, I'm going to be on with Dex tomorrow. This is so cool.
Hey, fine. Hey, the universe is talking to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it really started from there, and it evolved now to, turning it into a landing page where we can, have everything in one location. We have tracking. So Google and Apple's really updated their privacy policies. It's impossible to do email tracking now. So it has a bunch of functions like that. I'm sure we'll dive into it, but that's kind of the origin story so far.
Oh, nice. And Tiziano, how did you come to meet Reid and get involved with DEX?
Yeah, so I don't think I could say meet, but we meet virtually.
Google Meet, yes, meet.
Yeah.
I meet Karan all the time. Me and him meet all the time, but never. I'm knocking his door one of these days. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we started to talk about, and they had a very beginning in MVP of the idea they had, and I went into DEX to think about how we can make this profitable, because it was all of a mess here and there. And yeah, we are like a year and so in, and yeah, the product changed a lot.
Wow.
We have been through interviews here and there for with VCs and things, and we had to like elaborate more on the idea from time to time, because we were still like building the idea. We had an initial thought of it, and then started to think, hey, we could do this, we could add this, or maybe we don't need this too much. So we started to think about how we can like integrate into people's workflows without having to teach them to use a new tool. That was like the first barrier we wanted to cross, because people are, like Reid said, are now doing things that are not their job by itself. We didn't want to people to have to know something new to really get into the point. So I think the main idea behind DEX is to really just close the gaps between the tools you already use and make them into a more efficient workflow for you to don't really spend time doing the things you have to do for your job, but instead your job by itself.
Nice. Are there who are the competitors in your space? Are there any, or because you guys are doing a lot of things, there really aren't? Are there any that you would say like alternative to or things like that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of in the industry nowadays, we're seeing a lot of deal rooms popping up, right? There's like Aligned, there's like DocSend, there's Page.io. And one of the things we're really trying to steer away from is calling ourselves a deal room. We think deal rooms are overly complicated, like Tiziano's talking about here. It still requires a level of going in and configuration and processes that you have to build out. And one of the big key unlocks that we thought through was, like you said, how do we integrate into what everybody's doing? Like, we don't want you to have to learn a new process, learn a new system. So we just tie in directly into your email process. Everybody sends an email, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
That's the key unlock of how we integrate with your full process. And I think that's what really separates us from a lot of our competitors. There's no learning curve. You can just implement it right off the bat.
Nice. Okay, cool. And obviously you'll probably get this question a lot with like, how's the funding? Can they're going into detail, but you guys have been, how long did you say, a year and a half or so in business? Is the funding there, the runway, everything looking good, or it's
When you're bootstrapped, like
yeah, you're
it's
bootstrapped. Okay.
we're completely bootstrapped, so it's a strong diet of top ramen, but
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
making it work, and we've made it work
Nice.
so far.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's awesome.
yeah,
And I saw on your site you have like a free trial, and then people can request a demo if they want to try it out and see. And you have the roadmap, which is great to see that you're active there. So
yeah.
people can just reach out on your website in the chat window, I guess, and if they want to speak with you and learn more about it without buying the deal.
For sure. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that you could get in there, play around with it. We built it very similar to Notion, so that it's the exact same UI as Notion. So
Cool.
if you've ever built on it, you can just pull up the menu with the forward slash, and it's going to have all of the options to do everything, uploads, embeds, videos, all that kind of stuff. We really wanted to make it as seamless as possible for you to try it out, to test it out, everything.
Francois is here from France. He says, "Hey, base and Notch are okay, but not good enough for my needs." All right, so maybe he'll check out Dex.
Yeah. Would
Cool.
love to hear your thoughts too of what your needs are, like what you weren't, what
He's
you're
probably
missing
going to
on as
ask. He
well.
wants French translations and all that stuff. He's probably going to
Yeah,
ask that. I'm
yeah,
waiting for
yeah. The
Francois, right?
moment Francois arrives, I think something French has to be there.
He always wants to know:
No
is it
problem.
French friendly?
Yeah, I think to answer Francois' question, I think Francois CNAME is there. So I think recently the Dex team came up with the CNAME. They announced it pretty quickly the moment they heard the feedback. So it's already live.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, they're pretty quick.
So Reid and Tiziano, do you like working with Rocket Hub, the users, I guess, they're like not beta testers, but they give you feedback quickly?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's something we discussed a lot before even trying to get into these platforms. But our biggest problem was that we know we knew our product from A to C. So when you really know your product, you're trying to like communicate what it does and what
Yeah.
it is worth for new people, but you need that kind of other perspective because you are like treating it like your little child, you know.
Yeah, it's
So
your
you
baby.
maybe
Yeah. Yeah, nothing
totally.
is wrong with it's perfect, you know.
Yeah, you love it for with all of its caveats, its pros, its
Yeah.
cons, but you really need at the end of the day the feedback of real people that will try to pay for you, so for your product. So we really loved what Rock Hub bring into the table because we were able to hear new people's like questions, feedback. As Karan said, we saw that many people was asking for custom domains, so or like CNAME, it's the same thing. So we rushed into that feature so we can just like push it, you know,
Yeah.
And
and that
even the
was the
workspaces, where so even they made the workspaces live. So both people who request workspaces and CNAME, it's already inside on the platform. So that solves your purpose. So you can go ahead and make the purchase. So yeah, that's already in.
Cool.
yeah. So well, to just answer your question, yes,
Yeah.
we love it. Just for if I could like just take one of the pros it has apart from the graphics because they look so gross. Yeah, it's the feedback of the community. Like we really needed to keep improving.
Yeah, it's good to get like like you said, it's like your baby, you know, and you know it inside and out. You guys built it, thought it through. It's kind of like when I'm building a website for a customer, you know, I know what it's supposed to do and look like, but I like to just sometimes I'll have my dad who, you know, will sign on the computer, see if he can navigate the website, see what he finds, you know, and try to make it easy for everybody. Because you don't want to, you know, sometimes you run into founders who they're just stubborn. They're like, this is it. This is what we're doing. And it's good to have that. You gotta sit by your goals, your focus of the product. Don't listen to everybody in the Rocket Up community, all the eggheads, because we're gonna throw things at you. You're like, no, we're not doing that. It's not gonna park your car for you yet. That's you know, down the road. But especially with AI, you know, features and stuff. Like Reid, are you excited about the AI explosion that's been happening, the space, like the where it's going, like all this stuff, you know, and play with?
I mean, yeah, what we've seen, I think what we've seen a lot is the first beachhead of AI in sales was these AI SDRs, and I'm sure you've seen it. Like I get blasted all the time with these personal messages,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's just really easy to tell that it's spammy and so they're promising like uh personalization and mass blasting of emails, and it's the shotgun approach. And we really wanted to take the opposite of that. We felt like it was making messaging completely impersonal. It was like taking the human side out of it. We're gonna have now we can have Google giving what is it, Gemini giving me a summary of my email. So it's like AI talking to AI.
Yeah.
That seems pretty dystopian to me. And so we really wanted a way that we use AI to leverage efficiency and automation, but keeping the human touch in it. So it's still providing you like it's arming you with to be better and more efficient, but it's not taking the human out completely. So you're not you're not like getting rid of yourself to some robots here.
Yeah, no, it's good that you're not giving it to Skynet, you know, and you didn't just
Exactly.
create another AI tool just to create another AI tool. You know, we have so many of them. So I like when I hear that, you know, you keep the human element involved. That's important. I mean, because I think the founder of Claude just said by 2027, the human element's going to be out, or you know, it's going to be 90% AI, 10% human, and to really be the best 10% you can be if you want to get somewhere in this AI, you know, world. So hopefully DEX will be part of that.
Yeah, that sounds like we're gonna have, yeah, like you said, Skynet here. We're gonna be fighting off the robots here soon.
We're gonna be DEX versus Skynet, or DEX is the origin story for Skynet. Oh my God, Reid, Tiziano, what have you done?
Hey, look, can't blame it on us. If we're gonna blame it on anybody, let's talk about
Yeah, I
Sam
know.
Altman. Just
The
kidding.
genie, I know the genie's already out of the bottle. It's out of the lamp
Yeah.
instead, and they can't put it back in. So we're here to stay. You know, yeah. Let's see what DEX can do. I'm sure people are even waiting. I've been looking forward to it. I'm curious what the mini site thing, feature, which looks really cool. Sounds really cool. But yeah, if you want to share your screen and walk through it or whatever, it's your show.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and walk you through the composer view just so you can see as well as the email tie-in.
Okay.
Tiziano, if you want to talk through the workspaces that you've just built out and how to do the custom domains, we can get there as well. Let me go ahead and share my screen here.
Okay.
And let's see. All right, so you should see my whole
ready.
screen here, right?
Okay, I'll show it on. There you go. I think we're good.
Okay, so this is going to be our main dashboard. Again, we built the entire UI very similar to Notion when we go ahead and create a DEX. Now, a couple things I want to point out here is we wanted to add personalization at scale. So you'll see how we pull in logos just based off of strictly your domain, as well as because it is a custom landing page and mini website, everything's completely trackable. So we do pull reports. You'll see time spent on the page, what they're clicking on. I know one of the comments was talking about heat maps of where they're hovering. That's a great call out, and that might be something that we add to the roadmap here. You're going to see internal shares. You're going to see who's viewing it and all that kind of stuff. A lot of the idea behind it is enterprise sales. You've got like 6 to 10 stakeholders. How do you differentiate yourself in a selling cycle when your champion's probably seen like 5 other demos and they're all exactly the same? So it's how can we provide them with content at their hands, ready built, without having to spend a ton of time on it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a DEX here. You can start from scratch, completely blank. You can start from a template. You can also tie in with Notion. That's one of the key integrations we thought would be really helpful for us. If you go on Reddit, you'll see thousands of posts about how just poor the sharing experience is on Reddit, for example. So let's go ahead and make up one right now. Let's call it a DEX follow-up. I'm not really exactly sure which this one might be. Let's call this State Farm for the example. We'll go www.statefarm.com. And we'll call this Jake at State Farm. Now, we also just released a new update where we tie in and we sync with AI recorders, so otter.ai. So we'll take your entire email or your call summary, we'll compose it into a DEX with our integration. Now you can automate the entire process there of your email call recordings. So first off, we'll go ahead and show you, it's going to have our logo. Now, again, if you are the user, that's going to be your logo, as well as your prospect's logo. So you'll see here, based off the domain, it pulled in State Farm's logo here for the example. It's completely templatized, so we could go ahead and add variables as well with the brackets, very similar to like a Gmail bracketing system. And you'll also see here the line breaks here, and that's how it segments the sections into its own individual slides. So we wanted to make it digestible, make it super easy to just format all of your information. Again, it is built off of Notion's UI. So if we go ahead and hit /, you can pull up things like your headings. You can embed directly onto this DEX page, videos, PDFs, documents, your contracts, whatever you might have. Or you could go ahead and make it a little bit more cleaner with these sidebar buttons. So again, you could have a link to your website, a link to your case studies, a link to your documents. For me, in my experience as a rep, I can't even tell you how many times I send a DocuSign. It comes from a completely different email, and I have to chase it down in their spam folder, whatever it might be, right? So this is a way to segment the information in easily digestible sections. And when you're pulling it from the email composer, I'll show you here in a sec, if you add hyperlinks and attachments, it's automatically going to parse that into these sidebar buttons for you. So if you think about it, especially with these new privacy policies by Google and by Apple, if you have any kind of attachment or hyperlink in your email, oftentimes that's being marked as spam. So we wanted a way to clean that all up, put in one single link, and then go ahead and kind of, move around these privacy policies and give you those accurate reportings. Before I move on here, is there any questions or anything that's popping up, or should I just keep going with it?
We surely have.
You
so
could
if you want
keep
to tackle
going,
that
or
first, we can then come back later on this.
Yeah, we already covered the heat maps. Yeah.
Okay, let me keep going here. So let me go ahead and pull up what the the viewer section would be, what the recipient's side of it would look like. So let me see if you can still see this, right? You guys can see this incognito window?
Yeah, I see your name and the enter email address. Yep.
Cool. So this is what your prospect's going to receive on their end. So we'll have them sign in. You can gatekeep it, or you can make it public viewing. We added the section to upload your name or your email so that you can leave comments. So you can't just have anonymous comments left on it. But if you go ahead and highlight sections, now we can leave comments, and it's going to automatically ping the person who sent this. Any updates, what they're clicking on, who left a comment. So we really wanted to make it as engaging as possible on platform, just so it's a way to collaborate in one location between you and your prospects. We do have the presentation mode again, where it builds it out into individual slides and sections. Again, this is all fully trackable. And when you go ahead and share this internally as well, we're going to pull that report as well. If we come back here, I'm going to, okay, you should still be able to see this. So pulling up the reporting, you'll see a breakdown of all the information. It's going to dissect it, who's viewing it for 45 seconds, how long, what they're clicking on, if they're sharing it internally. All of this stuff is going to be trackable and digestible for you and your team. We also have team segmented now, like Tiziana is going to get into. So you'll be able to have a team view, see how many reports your entire team is sending at that point moving forward. Want to take a pause here? Any questions before I jump into the email composer?
Yeah.
Joe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you want to do some questions, let's see. I can go through. Interpret, does it have heat maps? That was an older one. Yes. It's good for cold emailing.
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit about cold emailing. So like we talked about, Google and Apple have completely destroyed essentially tracking pixels. They made it super hard to get any sort of information behind that. And so if you have anything attached in that initial cold email, it's going to be marked as spam. So this would be, you still have to have a very targeted email to get them to engage with you if you're a cold prospect. We see this as furthering the deal or building trust between you and your prospect initially. So we suggest sending this on a second email as a follow-up, instead of saying, hey, check out this email with 5 different attachments and hyperlinks. Here's a presentation I built for you. That's going to gain a little bit more trustability.
Does it have automation, webhooks, API? Yeah, Interpreet's big into automation. So with Pabbly, Flowmatic, I don't know if you heard of Flowmatic.
Yeah, he eats all of this for breakfast, man. That's what he does.
Right now, we are working on building out the API to make it completely open and integrate with a bunch of different tools. Like I said, the ones that we've most recently pushed is going to be with Otter AI. It's going to be like syncing with your call recorders. That was one that we really wanted to push right off the bat. On the roadmap, we've got CRMs coming. We've got Slack integrations. We can have some workarounds with some Zaps and things like that with Zapier. But we really are pushing hard to get this integrated with Salesforce and HubSpot. That's our next roadmaps.
If you're into automation, Interpret also has an automation group on Facebook, and he's a really nice guy. If you ever want to pick his brain, he's someone to definitely, if he hasn't already, emailed you, contacted you, definitely someone to talk to.
We should definitely connect.
Francois, I need iframe inside the deal page, for example, showing my virtual tour and other web creation like forms, video, and other things. Francois does some 360 video things, I believe, in France, of course, and maybe outside of France. So
very cool. Yeah, so you would be able to embed that directly onto your page. You could upload, videos. You could have your links, but we would also suggest even having the sidebar button and putting it in that way. So you could link it to your website. You could link it to the video directly on YouTube, for example, if that's where it's hosted.
Okay. Is it possible to set heat map on emails to see where they're clicked?
On an email, I don't know how possible that would be. Tiziana, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah,
we have a heat map on email.
That might be,
I think or your best way to see what they have clicked on an email should be inserting a hyperlink, like just an URL, like you usually do in your mails. And then when you convert it to a DEX using the extension, it will be automatically transformed to a sidebar button. And when your clients, your visitors, whatever you share it with, click those buttons, you will see those clicks on the reporting section. So I think your best way should be even just inserting hyperlinks into the email to be two buttons, or maybe just like editing the text once you create it from the email and adding those buttons manually. But
Okay.
each of those should be helpful for you.
Is it possible to segment the audience based on tags, means creating the list and sending email marketing campaign?
So we've built it out so that right now you would be able to templatize the whole process. So let me go back to my screen here and show you how
I think
quickly it
you
is.
can showcase the Gmail aspect from the Gmail, how it works, because that's how
Yeah.
you would be able to send. But Indrapreet, I think if you're thinking that this will be eventually a COVID email platform, it won't be, because that requires a lot, I think, different infrastructure. This is more from the personalization point of view and the way sales are happening right now. So, but code email is just like bursting, right? It's just giving a poof to your already running campaign, right?
Okay.
So, I think in the future, if the integrations can work, and then I think Dex can integrate with, let's say, Instantly or New Reply, and then a campaign can go through that. I think that's how it can work. It's just like using SendSpark as an AI personalized video and sending it through code email platforms.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Again, this is we have the shotgun approach with cold email blasts. This is really going to be your scalpel. This is going to be your targeted personalization presentations. But you can still do it at scale. I'll show you how to do that here in a sec. Francois, that's a great question about getting notifications. Yes, you will get pinged when they interact with anything. You can set email notifications for clicks, for shares, for time spent viewed, all that stuff. We will ping you on that, as well as if they leave a comment. So that's a great question there. So let me go back to sharing my screen here.
Okay, let me know when you're ready, and I'll put it on.
Okay, ready.
All right, this one. Oh wait, you want this one or this one? There we go.
Yeah, this works. Yep.
This one. You can see my emails now.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah.
Great. Okay, perfect. So let's go again and say, we're reaching out to Jake at State Farm again. And, as a rep, I would, my process, I think a lot of people, I might be admitting something here, but a lot of times as a sales rep, I would just go in and I would copy and paste my last message, or I would have a templated email of a follow-up. So, in this scenario, for example, we just got off a demo call with Jake. I'm going to send him a follow-up email, and I want to send over a couple case studies and a couple attachments. So come in here to my templates, and I'll say something like a DEX follow-up, for example, right? Say, hey, Jake. Again, you'll see here it's formatted with these 3 lines. That's where it's going to indicate that this is going to be a new section. If you'll see here that we have attached hyperlinks, again, that's going to be pulled automatically into the sidebar buttons. So we'll go ahead and convert this into a DEX. It pops up here with a small preview, again, showing us the line breaks. Now we could go ahead and change this at scale. So if we had the templated version here, we could, if I wanted to send this out to somebody at Apple, for example, now, I'll be able to, really adjust this quickly. So this is, Thomas at Apple. What's their UI? Do I need to add them? There we go. Again, it's basing it the color scheme here based off of the logos. So it's going to be able to templatize those buttons for you to make it feel really personable. We have variables set up, but again, this is just going to create a really quick way to automatically convert this entire message into the DEX platform that we showed. Now, if I click send, it's going to auto adjust this email. This is a completely customizable message, so it could say something like, hey, thanks for the follow-up. Check out this presentation I built for you. Or, hey, it's really great to chat with you. We talked about X, Y, and Z. Here's the presentation to go through and dive in a little bit faster. We also, again, like I mentioned, will sync in with Otter AI, converting, summarizing the entire call transcript, pulling out those highlights, and you can also build it out directly into using the Chrome extension to turn that into its own mini website right off the bat as well.
That's cool. Very cool. Did we ask this one? I don't know if you want to answer more questions. Can the lead upload content into a sales page like PDF?
Indeed. Yep. You'll be able to upload documents, PDFs, everything straight onto the page. Or if you had a link again to it, you can do it in a sidebar button.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can we copy the HTML of email and add straight inside it?
Not sure what you mean.
I think he asked this question before as well. I think he's asking that embed code and add straight inside the email, right? I think the one you answered for Francois, where you can add that on the website. He's asking if you can do it in email.
From email?
Yeah, on the email. Let's say if I just add the embed code there. That's what I think I gauged from the question. But in the brief, if you can write it in, US English.
No, yeah.
that
So
would,
anything that you add, any hyperlinks that you add, you can go ahead and automatically extract it into the sidebar button. So I would name, if I had a case study on my website, I would say case study. It would automatically put that as a sidebar button, calling it case study based off of just attaching a hyperlink to the body of the email.
Francois, is the URL of the sales room editable? Like name of lead business.
Yeah, so this is something that we got a ton of feedback from initially last week. And so Tiziano's been working extremely hard to push this. So now it is completely customizable to have your own domains. You can quote unquote, white label it to make it come from.
Can you show them, like the new features?
Nice.
Yeah. Tiziano, why don't you hop in here?
Yeah, just let me see this because I think
and even the the AI transcription we can show them later on, so they have an idea of how the automation is going to work.
Yeah, Reid, would you show that first? I'm trying to.
Sure. However you want to. I think
He's also asking, are those side part links open in an external way outside of DEX sales page?
Yeah, it would pop it up in a brand new window.
Okay.
Yep. And that clicking of that button and it would hit you with a notification. It would show, Francois clicked on your website link. So once it's outside of the platform, obviously we won't be able to track how long they're spending on your website from there, but we will track that they clicked it from the link. So again, if you're ever wondering if they ever saw the contract or, if they share the contract, you'll see, Steve, the VP, signed in and saw your contract and viewed it.
Nice.
So it does give you that type of visibility.
That helps. Yeah.
Okay, so let me go ahead and share here an Otter message. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Here we go.
Yep, we can.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and reload here. So this is a call meeting that we had with a partner yesterday, just kind of going through the notes. You'll see here that we've got, the summary, we've got action items, we've got, things that we've discussed. We'll go ahead and pull all of that information directly into a deck. So we'll call this, 1/30/2025. How was our meeting? Again, let's say, Jake at State Farm. I love State Farm, apparently.
Yeah, Jake from State Farm. Those commercials are on all the time.
It just rolls off the tongue,
Now with the Super Bowl coming up, even more. We're seeing it like every day.
Oh man, I'm so sick of it.
Me too.
So we'll build it out really quickly. And again, it'll show you the sections, the segments, everything. Here it is. It's going to give you the team strategy that we talked about, gives you the action items. Go ahead and create it here. And I'm just going to preview it. So it's going to, again, this is going to show it up in the composer view. Now, when I go into a new email, let's create a new one here. So let's go Jake at State Farm. Call review. So this would be, again, like automating your follow-up process. 1 second. Now I go into recently created DEX. Here is the PoW one. So again, it's going to hit you with that message, completely customize it here, but it's going to give you that automated link here to the entire call summary. So everything that we chatted about in one click, you're going to be able to send it over as a presentation to whoever you're chatting with. And just to give you a view of it here in the composer, you'll see, these are all clickable, engageable, so you can set next steps, clearly laying out a mutual action plan, giving you this kind of breakdown. And from here, you could add, whatever you want with your case studies and your hyperlinks and whatever you want to link them to from the call.
Nice.
Okay, so I may step up then. The thing I want to show is the last thing we pushed is the Workspaces feature. I just wanted Reid to go first because we had a small problem with the provider. So I
Those
was
are
going to
things you
skip
admit.
that. So let me share my screen. I think I can show. Yeah, I will just show my entire screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Okay. There we go.
So I'll try to make it like an exercise. So I have two DEX accounts open, one besides each other. So in this left hand, I have my own account, and in my right hand, I have this other account that it just uses the same email, but it's like a fresh account. It doesn't have anything. So for example, if I sign up into DEX and I want to like separate the DEX I use or maybe set a custom domain, I will, for example, click here and where is the workspaces, I just created one to show you. For example, this is a workspace I tied to my own domain to show you. If you hit, for example, your account settings, you will see your current workspaces that you are part of, and if you have sent any invites or if you have received any invites. So you will see that this workspace is tied to my own domain. I set it up in a custom subdomain of my primary domain to be consist. And here I will try to invite my other account to this workspace. I will just say, okay, Tiziano +1 gettex.ai. Okay, so I invited my other account and I can see that this is invite is pending. I just received an email I want to show you, maybe just from my phone. So yeah, I just received an invitation to my email, and if I go to my other account and check my account settings, I will see that this invite is here. I can reject it, for example, if I don't want to be part of my other workspace, but for the first time, I will accept this invite. So now if I refresh, you can see that my two accounts are part of this workspace. Now in my second account that wasn't part of this workspace, I can select it. And now I can see this DEX that is part of this workspace here. So the cool thing here is that when you create a workspace, maybe you want to just create DEX from your personal account, for example, and you don't want to other people to see your reports, your data, your DEX, for example, too. So these workspaces are completely isolated. So maybe, for example, you can see that if I deselect my workspace, I have other DEX here. But if I choose to select just this workspace, I will see just the DEX that belong to this workspace, and my other account can't see anything because it's just this DEX that's shared. So the cool thing is, for example, if I just change this to hey for example, Karan sorry for the typo, and he works at redhook.com. I can save this, just refresh, and I'll see their logo here. And as you saw, I set up this workspace to work in my custom subdomain. So if I try to share this, it will not be shared from the getdocs.ai URL, but instead the custom domain I set. So now you can see that this DEX is 100% running from my subdomain. I can say, I'm, for example, Karan, a Rocket Hub. I don't know if this is your real, but I will
No.
just sign in as you. Oh well, I can use my own domain
Oh,
to share
that's
my text.
that's amazing. See, that's what everyone wanted. I think. Yeah, this is cool. I think.
Yeah. So for example, I will just spend just some more seconds here to start generating reports so you can see it. So now this is my second account, and I can hit reporting here, and we'll see the graphs. Where for now we'll have no options because we didn't created any sidebar buttons. But I can see that Karan has seen my text for 15 seconds, and if I go here there again and create, for example, button that is called, I don't know, our website, and I put a color maybe a little bit purple. Yeah, that will work. And I try to add my our our website, and I will share it again. And Karen goes in again for this DEX. Maybe they are just reading through the content, maybe just taking some notes, and if one moment they try to hit our website here, so in real time I will can go to reporting and see that Karen clicked our website button. And if I go here and click this, I could see detailed reporting from this specific DEX. Maybe if you share it with more than one people, you could see who's your most frequent visitor or the other visitors you had. Maybe who spent the most time in your DEX. What was your most clicked button? So yeah,
We
I
can do
think
one
Yeah.
thing. We can do an exercise. What I'm thinking is like after we get through this, we can like for example, Joe, you can send something to Joe on an email. So like it's a joe@loudegg.com and Joe can open the text and literally go through all of the things real time, like a prospect would do. So and you can open the analytics section and see how it's coming up. So Joe once Joe takes any action, it updates in the analytics. So I think we can do this after like we have answered some
Yeah.
questions and went through a lot of things. But this is a good exercise to show people how a real prospect would actually view this, right? So they get an idea.
And
so.
one thing I want to touch on here is that the idea behind having all these different workspaces is essentially having broken down to organizations and teams. So if you want to have, multiple teammates working on just one workspace, but you don't want them to have access to a second, company or workspace, you can choose permissions to who's assigned to which workspace and working on and collaborating out of the same, workspace and creating decks together. So we are tying in the reporting together for a team view as well as individual views. And so I think that's something that we're seeing here with full report access. Again, it's going to be diving into more and deeper analytics, giving you team analytics versus just strictly personal analytics, as well as for the bracketed first name and all of those variables that is already built into the system. So you could create a master template and just change that at scale. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Tito. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. There we go. Let's see. We have some more questions. Here we go. French. Can the message of the client sign with his email be in French?
um yeah.
We or no? We or no?
I would like to answer the some of the last questions is from Francois. Yeah, for now we don't have a hard limit on how many workspaces you can have. So maybe you just use whatever you need. Yeah, you can use a different CNAME for each one. Um, as long as you set it up correctly, I think I missed by not creating one in this live to show you. But when you try to create a new workspace, you will see if you try to set a custom domain for it, you will see detailed instructions on how to set it up in your servers so it populates correctly. With full report history access, we try to mean like from the first beginning of your account. So, for example, you could be 2 years into DEX and maybe had a one report from the first day you used it. And if you don't have full report history access, you will be limited by time. Maybe I don't know, 1 week, 2 weeks. We have to decide that. But yeah, full report history access means that you have access to all of the reports you got. Yeah, we have custom values both into the email integration and both and the composer too. when you're writing an email and trying to use with extension, you can use the like that syntax where you have two curly braces and a word in the middle. And when you try to convert that email to a DEX, you will see some inputs to fill those values in. So you could use an email as a template too. And as for the composer, when you create a DEX that has that double like two curly braces syntax, and you try to create a DEX from the other DEX that serves as a template, you will see the same form to fill the values. I think it will be a cool way
Patrick's
of
asking,
viewing, like showing it up if you want to read.
when will you
Um,
integrate Outlook?
It's on the
yeah,
roadmap. It's on the roadmap. It's coming.
It's
We'll get there.
This was
roadmap.getdex.ai, right?
Yeah.
yes. This was another major. I think after custom domains, this was the another request which team got, and I think even we discussed with them, but they're on it. I mean, even before we launched, we got the date when or the quarter when it's coming. So it's Q2 for sure. That's what has been there. So don't worry about it. The another ESP would come in Q2. So you can get Dex right now and be assured you will get it in Q2.
Yeah. And you could still use the composer view or the Notion integration as well if you're using that, and use that out of, any other email process that you're using. As far as the tiered plans, yes, the CNAME custom domains is only available for the agency plan.
Okay. Is that the tier 3? Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Gotcha. Are the sales room easy to use on a smartphone for the lead?
yeah, we try to make it mobile friendly. Maybe it's not the first use case we see. Like
Yeah.
based on our analytics, it shows that most people use it from the computer. We wanted to be mobile friendly too.
Yeah, might be there might be a CEO who is in the washroom and he receives
Yeah,
Dex.
you have to
Oh,
cover those
shit.
cases.
Stuck on his phone. It has API documentation. Of course, he's asking.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're building out an API process as we speak, actually, of how we can make it completely available. When a lead access to the deal page, I think you get a notification. Can we see the session behavior? Yes. Yep. Yeah. So you would be triggering notifications. Again, you can toggle that on or off to get an email notification for things like opens. You would get one if they opened it. You would get one for what they click on. You would get one for comments. So it is just triggering that information, especially, that's crucial, especially when you're having these conversations over long periods of time. You want to be able to, it is a live document. So any update that you push to it, it will get them the latest version of it. But we really want to make sure that we're tracking, when somebody comes back into it.
You tracking IP address? Open email. That's little.
I don't think so.
Not yet, right?
Not yet. Add it to the list.
Only Karan's. That's it. This is IP address to track in. Or device. Tracking device.
FBI will be after these guys. We don't want that.
Big Brother's always
open
watching.
Always, man.
Big Brother's always watching. Based off of your device, yeah, I agree. I don't think so either. Right now, it's only based off of you signing in from your email. That could be something, but I think that complicates it a little bit more than we're trying to dive into, I think.
Yeah. And there's they can book a demo with you guys, right? Reid, are you doing the demos, Tiziano, or do you have more people on your team? Anybody else?
Yeah, we do have one third member as well. So yeah, the demos would probably be me or Thomas. Tiziano, you're fully welcome to take demos as well, of course.
Thomas is the third co-founder of DEX, right? So you can find information about Thomas on the D page. We've added all of the founders' LinkedIn profiles. So if you wish to connect with everyone, please feel free to connect with them on LinkedIn. Or because Reid just opened his Facebook after 10 years to answer questions.
Just
for this, right? Yeah.
Just for this, yeah. I got rid of Facebook so long ago, and it made my life so much happier.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to unplug too, but it's addicting, And if you like really nonsense and dumb memes, you could friend request me. That's really all I share on the personal Facebook. So
okay, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna add you right now. Um, Tweaking the code, yes. So that is something that we were talking about here in that demonstration with Tiziano. You will be able to add your own custom domains based off of whichever one you choose it, to make it look like it's coming from your domain. Tier one elimination analysis is only available, duration availability. So what's the cutoff time? Some of us don't have agencies, but send lots of cold emails for our businesses. That's something that we could talk to you about. We are open and flexible. We haven't set a hard limit yet, to be completely honest, about the analytics side yet. We're still kind of working through all of that right now. So, if you have feedback for us, we would love to hear it. What your thoughts are.
yeah, yeah. No, they'll let you know, right? Karan knows. They let him know too, right?
Oh
Rocket Hub,
yeah,
they're constantly, what's this? What's this? And then
he's
Karan, when do you guys at Rocket Hub bring in the founders to answer questions, or are there any times where like Reid and Tiziano, you would be like, hey, you got to ask, Karan Rocket Hub on that?
so it's a mix. It's always a mix. We take care of most of the questions, but wherever we find that it's better coming from the founders than Rocket Up, we say, okay, you go and tackle that. But many of the founders are open because it's their product, right?
Yeah.
We can talk about it, but no one would talk about it as passionately as they would.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Patrick says, cool. Thanks for joining us, Patrick. He's another big active member in the SaaS community.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to hear from him as well.
Perfect. Please. Yeah, my email is
we
just
can do that
Reid.
exercise. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, please, if you have any feedback, it's Reid, REID at getdex.ai. That's my email. Shoot me anything you want, feedback, critiques, suggestions. Again, like you said, we're hearing them. We're trying to push as fast as we can. And we're, just trying to build something that people are excited about. The feedback's been great so far. We're really excited about a lot of the feedback that we're seeing. And yeah, we want to keep it going.
And check it out on rockethub.com. How long are you guys going to be on Rocket Hub for? Karan probably.
Yeah, for sure. We always have them for 30 days minimum, but we would extend because the thing is there are many features which folks are requesting and they would be coming in, for example, late Feb sometimes. So we would ensure that, okay, if there's a feature release, we delay the launch end because that gives a boost in sales, right? So there's no hard and fast date. We would always announce it the 1 week before, but it's always a good free traffic, good sales. So we sometimes never get the fun end. So it's upon the partners to whenever they want to go,
Yeah.
But we won't bound them like our big competitor does. So no one is bound.
No one's bound, but you could come back, right? I mean, if they want to come back in the future,
always. They can come back. They can go to the big guy. But
the
yeah,
big guy.
The big guy. But yeah, they don't need to. But yeah, for sure they can come back whenever they can.
And it's what is it? A 30-day
30-day
trial period?
minimum 30-day. Yeah, refund period is always 30 days. We would try to make it 14 days because no one needs like 60 days to test an app, right? They can find out within first day itself if it's for the.
Yeah, I always say if you're gonna put it on your shelf, after even a week, you're not gonna use it. It's just gonna be with the collections. Francois, is there a main analytics analyzing all the sales room send, for example, the last 7 days, so you can see what you sent?
Yep. Yeah, you'll see it. You can see overall total performance as well as individualized for each individual DEX that you've sent out. We've also built it out so that you can, if you have a team or an agency underneath you, you would be able to see all of theirs and have that, flow up to you as well if you're the admin. So we are tracking all of that.
Francois, is there any discount code to apply?
Just go and add to cart. This is the last day we're offering 20% because we are waiting for the webinar to end. And then you won't be able to have 20%. It won't be, so it will be 10%, but the discount will end today. So go ahead and use it while you can. Then we will sell it at full price.
And does the discount work in France? Does it work in France? Or
It
no?
works in Mars. So
It works
very
in
well.
Mars? Are we there yet?
Yeah.
I don't know. Elon is working on that.
Yeah.
Will DEX work in Mars? That's what we really want to know.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
Starlink,
Elon
because
pinged me. Yeah,
Starlink. Yeah, if you're Starlink, that can
yeah.
work because
I
if you
actually
can
got
tilt the
Elon on the phone right
satellite.
now.
Oh,
Can you
nice.
give me a sec?
That was hi.
Hey, yeah, we're live right now. So
Luciano, you got to work on the working on Mars. Okay, we might have to send you to Mars.
Okay, I don't have a problem.
You're ready. All right.
Uh, as long as I have internet connection.
Yeah. I don't know who the service provider is up there, but I'm sure
Starlink, I think.
Who
Elon.
else? Yeah, Starlink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Starlink.
who
What
else
am I
would it be?
talking about? It already
Yeah.
has internet. We're not even there yet. That's internet.
Don't forget to send my antenna with me.
I'll have the DEX astronaut uniform ready for you.
There's
Get
an
Dex
idea.
in
There's a
space.
marketing idea.
Get DEX
Yeah,
dot
of
space.
course.
There you go. Is there a dot space?
I think
I
we got
think we
budget
can.
for that.
I think
Get
we
it.
can do that exercise, Joe. If you want to do right now, like for example, Reid sends you an email, or Cristiano sends you an email, right? Like you are a prospect, and then you open that email and show us that, and then Reid shows us the analytics, because that's cool, right? That's happening in real time, so people can actually see the impact.
Oh, you want me to
of,
open my emails on a live, and hopefully the computer doesn't
Oh yeah,
break.
I hope there's no links which we don't want to see, but it's
Yeah.
fine if you have subscribed to certain newsletters which which we don't want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always
Is it-
whatever you want to do. Sure.
Is it just Joe at
Joe at
loudegg?
loudegg.com? That's one
Yeah.
of like my
Let's do
500
it.
emails.
This will be amazing.
And my work
yeah.
email is, maxplaces.com. But yeah, we'll do the Joe at Loud Egg. For CNAME only tier 3, even if I am alone in my team. That's what Francois
Sorry,
was
what's that?
asking. Do you know Karan for CNAME
Yeah, I
only
think-
tier 3?
I think no, right? Cristiano, I think it's for all tiers. Yeah.
For now, at least for the early versions of the custom domain, you can try it in every plan. But in the near future, we will want to tie it to a higher plan, because it's related to some other services we use to keep those out. So yeah.
So
yeah,
let's
you
make
can
it.
try.
We would do this then. Let's make it from tier 2 onwards, tier 2 and tier 3 only. So if you're buying tier 2 and tier 3, you would get access to it, the CNAME. Let me know if we can confirm it on this call, and then we can update the details. Yeah. So however you guys want to do it, but then tier 2 and tier 3 is where you get the CNAME, and it makes sense because its CNAME adds some cost to the infrastructure. So yeah.
Okay, I got the email.
Okay,
My
I'm going to
computer
share my
didn't go on
screen.
fire, so it's good. So I
Didn't blow
share my
up.
screen.
All right.
you
Yeah,
gonna
Joe.
share
you
your
can.
screen? Are you okay? You gonna do so? Should I?
So we're going to show the reporting in real time.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So folks who didn't catch up to here, so we are doing a live DEX showcase where Joe is a prospect and Reid is the sales guy. He's sending a DEX to Joe so he can close him quicker, and Joe will forward it to anyone he can, and then it will show the analytics inside the backend of Reid's account. How did Joe interact with the whole DEX? So that's what's happening.
So what do you want me to do? Just forward the email first?
we'll just go ahead and click around on it. Click on anything.
Yeah, I click here, and then it just says, "Welcome. Please enter your email to see this content." Should I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
sure.
do that.
All right. Let's do that. Share one of my screens here. Share screen. Let's see if this works. All right. Hi, Joe. Just put together some info in regard to our discussion. See here. Then you click on that link. You even got this. So then I would just want to enter my email.
Okay, so now we're going to track all this information. It's just going to show us how long you're on there. So if you clicked on any of these, the sidebar buttons, for example, all of this is going to be completely trackable.
Oh, cool.
Here's a little demo that we built out showing what we do.
Okay. So you have the demo.
You could see that the Jake at statefarm.com is It's not for now. I think we
It's
have
those
been using
commercials, man.
it.
It's in my subconscious. I can't get them out of my head.
No, you
Yeah,
had Netflix before. You had Netflix.com before, and then you changed it
yeah.
to State
I,
Farm.
I can't
Okay,
count
so
how
I could
many
share
times
this.
I use Joe at Netflix.com.
Yeah, so if you share this, let's say you shared it with your team, for example, and they all opened it, we're gonna be able to track that and see, who's engaging on your team, who the decision maker might be, who do we need to, bring this up to as we keep going in the sales process, for example.
Gotcha.
So it's just a way to track everything and get everybody, all the stakeholders on board. Yeah, so you'll leave a comment here. That's going to ping me now, letting me know that there's a comment on here, how long you're sending it. So let me go ahead and share what it looks like from our end now, the reports.
Yep, that's the fun part.
Okay,
Let me know when
you
you're
guys-
ready.
Okay,
I
ready?
can share it. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, can you guys see this?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yep. So now you're going to see exactly, again, we're going to see he was on there for a minute and a half. He clicked on Y, get DEX. So it's showing exactly like he clicked on our homepage at least one time.
Nice.
He viewed it at least one time. He spent about a minute and 45 seconds on there. It's going to give you a breakdown of, okay, we had 2 clicks actually. So we clicked on our homepage as well as the YDEX page. It's really just breaking it down. Again, it's pinging us when it's been shared, and just breaking down all the information for you in one location.
Let me see if I can share it. This is very cool. Let me see if I can. If you get this live, yeah, I'm sharing to my other email. So someone I work with say I want to share it. Now, do you have to hit refresh over there to see that, or it just kind of?
Yep. I'm going to hit refresh now. So let's see.
Good work, hopefully.
Yeah,
I think you need.
Yeah, you
Did
need
the
to open it.
It just went through. The email, yeah, took a little bit.
Okay, are you able to open it? On your
Oh
end?
yeah, I have to. Oh, I have to open it. You can't just. Gotcha. Yeah.
I thought.
Get
I think
new
I think we need to check that out, Tito. I think that was something that because we were the button.
Gmail. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you probably want people to be able to open it.
Okay, so now we're seeing Loud Egg opened it.
Yeah, Loud Egg at Gmail, and then commented on the very cool.
Yep.
Oh, this is very cool. Mm-hmm.
I had one more question. Like, for example, loudegg at gmail.com, open your DEX. So can they be added to a CRM or to the leads? Because that's an extra lead generation layer inside, let's say, the top, right? So let's say if Joe forwarded it to Jack at loudegg.com. So will you add Jack at loudegg.com as inside the leads? Or you cannot do that.
That's what we want to get to. That's what we're building towards. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're close.
Yeah.
On the
That would be amazing. So let's say if Joe forwards it to 5,000 people inside the company, then you have all 5,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
Email addresses. Now imagine that.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Maybe when
Nice.
Skynet takes over, we'll have that. But
DexNet. It's DexNet now.
exactly.
We're watching you,
guys.
Ciano. We're going to watch you on Mars.
Yeah.
What you doing up there?
Everyone's like watching Tiziano over here. Hey,
Yeah.
can you?
I didn't do anything yet.
Yet.
What if you have it in staging and you're not showing us right now? Oh, guy,
Not on
I
the
was
roadmap.
scared.
Yeah, it's not visible on the roadmap yet.
Yeah, invisible feature coming in.
Auto resender to the lead if not connection for 1 day or 2. So right now it's not. You would just have to go in and re-engage them over email to get them to try and click on the link, right? But let's say you've updated information from day 1 to day 3. That information would be pushed automatically live in the link. So you don't need to send a new link every single time. It would just be consistently the same one. Automation resend link to the sales room until the sales process is finished. That's a good question. That's a good idea. I would see that almost as if you built it out in a sequencer, like if you had like some sort of sequencing email process that automated the emails that go out like every 3 days or whatever, and it was just sending out consistently the same link. Because the whole idea is that you're using the same link every single time. We don't want to. So, if you're engaging with a prospect and they're saying, hey, like I didn't get, that contract or whatever it is, it's actually in the same link. Now you could send that same link over and over again. So maybe if you build that into an email automator processor, like sequencer, but we're not trying to be a cold emailer. We're not trying to be a sequencer. We're just trying to be, a better way to
Surgeon.
package your information. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the surgeon. You're not the spray and pray, email
Exactly.
blast away. And you guys are the doctors that come in and
Exactly.
do the
Exactly.
Well,
My
the
parents
closers.
wanted me to be a
Sales
doctor.
doctors.
The doctor, yes.
My parents wanted me to be a doctor, so now I'm a sales doctor.
See, there you go. Tell them.
Sales doctors.
Yep.
All right, cool. This was great, guys. Thanks for doing the session. And Karan, thanks for, organizing this. We haven't done one of these since before the holidays. Even though it's Chinese New Year, happy New Year to those who celebrate. And I might celebrate tonight. I don't know, just for fun.
Get you some dim sum.
Yeah, gotta do something.
Yeah.
I think Reid, you're originally from East Asia, right? Or Southeast Asia?
Yeah, my family, about 3 generations, from China.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned Hawaii
China,
also.
Yeah, my grandparents moved to Hawaii. Some of them were born in Hawaii, some of them were in China, moved when they were pretty young. So, about 3 generations in Hawaii.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Well,
the way I see
sales
rules.
engage. Yeah, I mean, again, if you would you could link your proposal from Fresh Proposal into the DEX again, so that it becomes like the centralized hub for you and your prospect to engage in, right? So we're not trying to replace a DocuSign or anything like that. It's a way to organize the entire selling process. I think as a sales rep, you probably have, or I had access to a CRM, had all the marketing collateral at my fingertips. I had all of the documentation I needed at my fingertips, but your prospect typically doesn't have that. So we wanted a way to package it all and give them access to everything that they would need essentially to close the deal. Okay.
Cool. Nice.
Great.
Anything else, Tiziano? Karan?
Yeah, I would say this. I mean, if you're doing sales, you need DEX because I think I even shared this in the last session, the first session which we did, that the prospects, you need to track how they're kind of, acting upon what you send. Because if you send a proposal and it's not getting read, you have no idea what the prospect is doing with that PDF you sent. So it doesn't matter, like, how you can sell it or not. It's important that you see how they're acting upon your thing. If they're not interested, then you don't need to waste time on that prospect, right? If they're not forwarding it, if they're not clicking on stuff, if you're not interacting with your proposal, then it's time to move on to the next, right? This thing, I think, actually helps you, decrease the time it takes to close a sale, or increase more prospects outreach, right? Then whom you don't need to focus your time on. So that's what I would say.
Yep. All right. Tiziano, we'll see you on Mars.
Yeah.
I might go with you.
I'll prepare my stuff to take a flight.
Let's get you to San Diego first before we talk about Mars.
Yes, I want to go to San Diego too.
Maybe we can eat something and then head to the starbase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Joe can take a red eye. We can take a red eye and reach, right?
Yeah, Karan, you can meet us there, right? Your flight.
Yeah.
Actually, your flight would be. Is it longer or you're closer? I don't know.
It's longer. If I have a direct flight to San Francisco, from my city, so the direct flight.
How many hours
16 hours. It's Air India. So if I take Air India from my city, Bengaluru, it comes to San Francisco, because we have a lot of folks in San Francisco who are from Bangalore, the tech hub. It's like our city is like the Silicon Valley of India. So we go, and a lot of founders have went and opened up SaaS business over there. You would meet a lot of Indians. I think Reid would have met a lot of Indians. So this is where they go from, my city, to open, software companies.
And then when people go to India, people come up to my friends and say, "Hey, do you know Joe?" And they go,
"Yeah,
who the heck is Joe? Joe who? I've never been to India." And,
Craig told me that.
Yeah.
He's-
He was like, Joe who? And I'm like, thanks a lot, Craig. You didn't know who I was.
yeah.
I'm very popular in India, but I've never been to India. Only Karan. I'm popular with him. All right. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you guys have to work and keep going with DEX. Check out DEX on Rocket Hub. Get DEX. Go to their website. I appreciate all you guys making time again today for this. And have a good rest of your day, night, morning, whatever time frame, what time zone you're in, Karan.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
you.
Bye.
Appreciate
See you
it.
guys.
See
Thanks,
everybody.
folks.
Bye.
Thank you.